Hi, everyone. This is your host, Kristen Howe, and I am so excited to welcome you to this call with today's guest, Joseph P. Ghabi. Now, when you hear the words mystic, spiritual teacher, or numerologist, Joseph P. Ghabi may not fit the first picture that comes to mind. See, Joseph is a former engineer, banker, and international sales manager. His past is packed with degrees and certifications given only to people of science and logic. Yet, Joseph's true gift appears in an area less frequented by typical scientists. Leading authority numerologist, healer, and spiritual leader, Joseph P. Ghabi speaks on topics ranging from relationships and the law of attraction to life purpose and past histories. He is well known for his expertise in finding the authentic peace with the past. And on today's call, you will discover how to release all your perceptions imposed by others and discover the true you. You'll find out why you are 100% ready right now to have a joyful life and live to your full potential. You'll find out how your name relates to creating abundance and affects other aspects of your life. And you'll discover why you may feel abundant on the inside, but not fulfilled on the outside. And finally, you'll also discover a new concept to understand how to find your authentic peace with the past and live with purpose. And Joseph, I can't wait. I'm so excited to share you with everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the call.
Thank you for having me, Kristen, and I'm excited to be on the call today and to you and to your listeners.
I can't wait because everything, even just as we were just talking before we started here, I was like, everything that you were sharing, there was so much truth to it. So I really can't wait to get into this. Can you start by sharing just a couple of minutes of your story and maybe even some of the major turning points you've experienced that have allowed you to manifest your current reality?
Okay, and it started like everybody else. I mean, we're all human at the end of the day. It started growing up into the family in my childhood. I didn't have childhood experiences much. Then my clairvoyant opened since I was 8, and that was fun for me to start doing it. And I lost it by age of 15 till 30 because all the stuff happening in life. I completely lost it, and then my life started to go downward the moment I moved to the U.S. and went to school. My relationship went completely sour. My finances went sour. My everything went sour. Everybody started to call me Joe. And I wasn't aware of what's happening in my life. I kept going. Then I moved to Canada, to Montreal, where I got encountered with numerology. But still, things are not moving the way, but I start to understand better myself. I start to understand my own vibration. What happened? Why things happen this way or that way? And now I start having the awareness in order to make it happen. Until the moment when my son was born, this is when everything started to change. And it happened, he had that problem. When he was coming out, he had a problem with the umbilical cord and it was wrapped up around his neck. So then they solved that problem. Then he wasn't crying or doing any sounding. They figured out that there is some water in his lungs. So they took the water, they put him into an incubator for 24 hours observation. And then the next day they said, he's okay, but he never stopped crying. So the first night we were praying to have a cry. The next night we want him to stop crying. So it was completely controversial between each other. And the only time he stopped crying is I hold him on my shoulder and walk with him. So I end up walking the hospital all night long from 9 o'clock in the evening till the morning. Almost met everybody into that hospital. And one phrase kept coming into my mind: if I'm not aware what is exactly my purpose in this lifetime, how I'm supposed to teach that kid? And it kept coming to me. I said, I have to do whatever it takes. And whatever it takes, it means, from my own dictionary, stop all the excuses. At that time, I was procrastinating. I was into my procrastination period. I stayed in the procrastination even when I was doing that affirmation that I'm going to do whatever it takes to make things happen. But I started educating myself. I started taking coaching from here. I started educating myself into different things. Even though I was working with numerology at that time, I was working with many different aspects in mediumship and so on and so forth. But still, I was procrastinating because I wasn't doing what I need to do exactly, because I was still in a full-time job at that time. I wasn't committing myself 100%. And from that moment, and that desires for me to do that, to get to the awareness where my life is going to be taking me, and understanding my own purpose first in order to understand my son, or to even assist him to understand his. And that desire, it kept me keep going. Even if I had money or I didn't have money, I didn't make it as my excuse. I didn't make any single excuse. I keep going. If I need to take a course, I added overtime, or I just kept going in order to figure out where it is until I did. And the moment I did from there, everything opened up the way it meant to be. Because we're all coming here to do something. We're not here on a fluke. We're not here just coming to be in this family and having all these headaches with this family, or all the nightmare of whatever happened in our life. We're here on a purpose. We have something to do. But we're not doing it.
It's so true. Now, why is, talk to me a little bit about, because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think a lot of the reason that people get off track, or they abandon their purpose before they even realized what it was, is because of the perceptions that, are imposed on them by others and by society and by the world. Am I right about that?
Oh, you're big time right. Because we are programmed from society, from religion, from our culture, since we were born. You have to do this. You have to abide by that. You have to be into 9 to 5 job for your security job to secure your life. And this doesn't work anymore at this time. And you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. Then we start slowly disconnecting from our soul connection by jeopardizing ourselves. We take out our middle name. We take out some letters. We change our name. We start playing with many names. The more names you have, the more confused you become. And then life, whatever happened into your childhood, become a big, heavy weight on you if you haven't dealt with it. And your perception of yourself start to change. And once these changes start to happen, then bring on top of that, if you get married and you get having children, then you have the more responsibility to do, then you give up on everything. You said, this is what life is all about. But that's not the purpose you came for.
Right. So how do we release those perceptions? How do we actually, as you say, discover the true, who we truly are, what our purpose truly is?
First, you need to identify who you are. You need to understand who you are. You have a name given to you at birth. You have a date of birth given to you at birth. But exactly what do you know about them? Probably not much. But those are the blueprint that your soul designed for you to walk through them. Your name is not by hook or by crook that somebody just decided to give you that name. You ask any parent, how did you choose the name of your kids? They all have a story. They all have a story, except now in Hollywood, maybe they make up their names. But if we're going to take it seriously, we all have a story. I had a dream about it. I felt, I fell in love with that movie, and the character, I was so exciting, I have to call that name. And everybody, I want to call from the grandfather or blah, 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 whatever it is. But all of these names have a truth to them. They're not there coincidentally. Because we're not a human being, we're a spiritual being. So we absorb all of these frequencies and vibrations that is in the universe to get us what we need to have. So my mother, your mother, everybody picked up signals, your dad or whoever it is, to get you what the name has to be, because your soul has been designing the lifetime probably 100 years before it comes here. So it's been planned, it's been designed, because the soul has a purpose to do it. And because of that purpose, our task is to fulfill our blueprint destiny. What we're meant to be doing. It's part of our agreement that we signed with that soul. We're here to fulfill it. But part of that agreement also that we're going to go through that family that we were born with. We're going to go through those headaches that we were born with. Because part of those headaches and those experiences are a big part of your destiny. And the most question I ever been asked over 21 years is, what is my destiny? You will never see your destiny if you're stuck, ever. It doesn't work. Destiny is not about a job. It's not a career. It can become a career, but you need to have it first as your passion, because your destiny is a feeling. It's a feeling, and that feeling you can make it career after, but you need to get to that feeling. I mean, thank God it's not about your job, because 94% of people are hating their jobs. So at least is nothing to do with the job. Everybody thinks my career is, everybody going after the finance to make the money, but you see there's many millionaires that are not happy still.
Yeah.
With all their money, they're not happy, they're not fulfilled, they still have health issues, they still have relationship issues, they still have different things, because it's not about that. You need to bring the alignment and balance your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, and bring the alignment between them and balance them. But at the same time, you need and you must and you have to understand your early childhood experiences. You need to understand them. If you don't understand them, you're going to be missing the boat of the destiny, because it has all relationship connection with it, because it's part of the task for you to close the karma that your soul has been accumulating with this family or that family, or running through your own experiences. And at the same time, you're going to get those lessons and you're going to start using them towards your purpose. And you get the feeling of the satisfaction that is beyond the description of how it feels. You have to feel it on your own. And then if you want to turn that to become your calling, to do this or to do that, you can do it. It doesn't matter. But it becomes a different way of job. It's not the same type of job anymore.
Right. So what you said something interesting there. So you must understand the lessons of your childhood. So how do we begin to look at those lessons to understand them? Okay. So what I realized when I was doing numerology, when I started practicing in the beginning, everybody excited. What's my destiny? I start giving the prediction for those. But then I realized people are not getting it because they're stuck. So I switched my numerology from prediction to healing. And through that, I developed the healing childhood experiences and find your authentic peace with the past. And it all came into me from my own counsel and from my own guidance to how to do it. So I've been practicing it for 20 years. When I did it the first time, when I started 20 years ago, I used to do it for maximum 6 months. More than 6 months is a waste of time. That person is not ready to let go. So now it can be done within 2 months, 3 months. It's not like major aspect, because it's not important, seriously, it's not important of the physicality of what happened. That's your story. That's your story. What I look after me is the feeling and emotions that happened to you during the event that happened. What you were thinking, what you were feeling. And those are the one you are stuck with, not the story. The story you keep telling it to yourself, you keep programming it, great, but who cares about that story? It's how you felt when your dad told you this word at the age of 5 or 7 or 8. Maybe you said, "You're stupid." How simple is that phrase? That word made you feel small, you feel useless, made you feel blah, 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 whatever feeling. And what was in your thought and feeling and emotions the moment the word was said or the event happened? Not about the event. We keep concentrating on the event, we're disregarding the feelings. And this is why we're stuck with it. And when I hear somebody that's been working on themselves for 20 years, on what? And seriously, I couldn't understand on what you're working on 20 years, because you need to get those feelings out, understand them, release them, then you cut the karma between you and the people involved in it and start reprogramming your subconscious. And that's all you need to do. Why we need to work 20 years on stuff that we keep repeating the same story? Right.
It's not the story, it's the feeling that we missed. When I was 6 years old, when my brother said this word to me, how I felt. That's what you need to remember, because this is, if you have weight on you, that's your weight. It's not the story, it's the feeling and your emotions that were stored in you for years, and you're still attracting similar experiences in your life because of that. You keep attracting them over and over, over and over. How many times you hear people say, I keep attracting the same people in my life? Well, hello? Wake up. I mean, wake up. There's something wrong here. I mean, you need to understand your earlier stage relationships with what was with your dad or your mom, and you stop attracting what you keep attracting today. Because if you ask somebody about her husband or her wife, does your husband or your wife refer to any of your dad or your mom? I said, yeah, it is. And definitely you're going to have a divorce at one point because you hate your dad or you hate your mom.
Right.
But if you still didn't understand the experience, then you're going to attract another one that's going to give you the same experience. And you keep running into a vicious circle in a catch-22. And then you say, I'm not going to get it. My life this is the way it is. What life is all about. And we start convincing ourselves into different scenarios, playing different scenarios, and we start playing small in our life, knowing that there's nothing we can do. Or we go immediately to the last station of the physicality, which is, let's go about maybe if I become millionaire, it can solve my problem. It won't. Unfortunately, it won't. You still have to deal with your own issues. Otherwise, you can have the money that you can afford to go to hospitals, or you can afford to spend it on your health, or pay for love in your life. But you cannot afford. It doesn't gonna bring you the real love that you're always looking for, because there's something inside of you still burning, which are those feelings and emotions that you never let go of yet.
It makes complete sense. And I love that you differentiated between how you felt in that moment is not the same as the details of it. That's the physicality of it. That's your story that you keep repeating. Now, let me ask you this. What if we know, like, what if we're looking at our lives and we go, yep, there is a definite pattern there, but I can't remember that first moment. How do we deal with it then?
Before you were born, as a fetus in your mother's tummy, your subconscious starts recording. Everything is recorded. So we have to go into your subconscious and knock the door and said, hello, Mr. Subconscious, can you play that movie? Your subconscious has everything. Has everything. I do it through meditation. We go into a specific meditation. We go into open up some TVs, and we start looking into the data from that and that and that. Your subconscious has everything. Your consciousness is blocking you to see it, but your subconscious still has the data.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. I love that because there's actually a way to access it. So that's exciting. Okay. So let's go back to something that you were talking about before, because I really want to, put the spotlight on that, which is how our name relates to all of this. So, and by the way, everyone, our name relates to, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Joseph, creating abundance and creating relationship, absolutely everything in our life. Is that correct?
Oh, big time. Big time.
Okay,
Everything is in your name. Everything is in your name. So stop playing with your name, because you don't know what you're sabotaging yourself for. And it is very important. The moment a client tells me, I'm confused, I only ask them one question. How many names do you use? Oh, yeah, I have. My family call me this way. At work, they call me that way. And my special friends, they call me that way. Well, don't expect miracles here. You're confused because you have too many names. And that can happen. So you have to learn. We all need to learn how to simplify our life, not to complicate it. So you need to go back to the drawing table. First, look into your name, draw the whole chart for that name, see what it is. Normally, when I draw the chart, I ask the client, I said, what name do you use today, and what is your original name? I'll ask for both names. I draw the chart on today's name because they can relate with that name today, but I tell them, this is what, if you bring this, it can simplify this, this, and this in your life. Because any vibration you don't use, then you lose. Then it's going to become an experience for you to learn it again. So if we can avoid those extra experiences and we connect back to our soul power and connect and then allow our soul to have back a home in us, then we start seeing the blueprint on how everything should be working. But when we're going to distract ourselves and go completely out of the way, then it's going to become a problem. And particularly women, when they get married, and this notion that they have to take their husband's name because of culture, because of society dictates that, this is nonsense. They have to figure out, is that name of my husband going to be doing something? I had one client the other day, I said, because you're not using your maiden name, using your husband's name, you draw to you a vibration. This vibration, you missed it now. And because of that vibration can bring you this and this and this. And one of the things that I mentioned, it can bring you a divorce. She said, we're already filing it now.
Hmm.
Because she had a vibration that she was used to it. Now she's not accustomed to it anymore. So it's become an experience. And because she's out of her league now, then she starts playing it in a different direction, and then became problems between her and her husband and their communication and their everything, because she's out of her ball field now. She's not in her place. And that can make the whole difference. I had another client one time, her vibration was so strong when she added her husband. I said, can you move your husband's name and put back your name? She said, whoa, I'm gonna ask about that. So I said, look, if you want to change your life, this is the way you have to do it. She said, I'm gonna ask him. So she asked him, he said, no problem. And I spoke with him because I did his chart at one point. And he said, look, I fell in love with her name. I didn't fall in love with my name in it. So it doesn't matter to me. So, but the point is, the moment she changed her name, everything completely dropped down. Because she got extra energy that she wasn't able to handle. And that's how it works. Sometimes this is only small one thing. I had marriage counseling just by aligning their communication between each other. It fixed the problem.
Wow.
So it doesn't take much sometimes. It's not like you need to sit for 60 sessions for those. It's just see what energy, because energy has to vibrate in accordance to each other. There's some energies that don't like each other. There's some energies that are in harmony with each other. So if a couple, they're having communication problems, then their vibrations are not aligned with each other. That's why they're not understanding each other well. So change that frequency that they're using each individual and see what makes it better for both of them, and then put them back into track. And that can solve a big part of their problem. Unless they went into other different scenarios, then they might need some healing work with that. That's a different story. But at least you need to fix the communication. Because when you lose your communication in a couple, you lost everything.
And that's true, actually, for any relationship, isn't it? When you lose the communication, you lose everything.
Everything, completely.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so talk to me about this, because this is something that you say happens, and it's true. I mean, even in speaking with people, I know that this is true, and speaking to so many of our listeners. So there are a lot of people that they feel abundant internally, but they don't feel fulfilled externally. Explain what's going on there, because there's a weird disconnect.
Okay, vibration 8, if we say 8, if you have 8 in your name, and the 8 is basically, it is about inner abundance. So they have the abundance. Now, if we draw the whole chart, do they have 8 in their name, or they're missing it? They might have it as their destiny, but they're missing it in their name. That means their 8 is becoming modified karmic lesson. There's a lesson in it for them to learn. So now, if they're working with their 8 in the negative side, then they might be missing it also. It depends on the situation, every angle. Abundance, we have it. We all came in here to have greatness and something we have to accomplish, because we are one piece of a puzzle. Each one, we put their piece into that puzzle, we create a whole frame. And that means whatever I'm doing, whatever you're doing, whatever someone else is doing is very important to complete that frame. So we all have a unique something to do in here, but we got sabotaged at one point in time. So we have that abundance. We all have that abundance because it's part of the collection of your soul. Your soul done probably that vibration many times in the past. So we need to re-energize, reconnect with our soul connections. We can do that through meditation and get back into the track and start simplifying life. We have to simplify. If you're not willing to change anything in your life, then change won't happen. We have to take willingness first to say, okay, I have something wrong here. I don't understand it now. I cannot do it on my own. Am I ready to invest in my my time, my finance, and whatever, and maybe hiring a coach that can assist me towards that? Many, they fall short on that because they start creating many excuses. But so what do you want? Do you want to do something, or you want to don't do anything? I never took any course when I started in the beginning. I had the money for it. And I had kids with me, 2 young kids. I didn't have the money. It showed up the moment I invested into it. When I commit to the program, immediately the money showed up. How? I don't know. I don't care. It showed up. But we don't take that risk in our life. We don't have, we always are afraid to move. We keep moving, like walking on eggs. It's like we're afraid to break them. Let's break one or two. Doesn't matter. But just if it can take you to the next level. We need to learn to go one step backward sometimes in order to launch ourselves forward. The best people who can move in a fast way are the ones who hit really bottom, because they have nothing to lose. They really go after anything it is, because they have nothing. They're already on the bottom. What they have to lose? They are free already, because they are already bottom. Then those they can take risk sometimes. Other ones that are still comfortable in a way, but they're afraid of what they have to lose. It can make a big difference from one to other. But the abundance is there. The universe is full of abundance. We have it internally. We only have to materialize it to become externally. But we have to see what's blocking it from happening.
And so that's where we can use numerology to actually help us. That's what you're referring to when you say, if you have an 8 in your name. Is that correct?
You have to understand your own vibration. If you don't have a clue who you are, it's going to be very hard for you to go another mile further from you, because you need to understand who we are. What's my strengths? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You have to have a clue about those in order to be able to be focusing in a better way. Okay, why I need to go to a job interview on my weekday? Why I need to do that? I know my weakness is vibration 3 and 4, and my interview is today, and today's vibration is 4. Why on earth I want to take the appointment today? I call them. I said, look, I have a small accident. Is it possible to have it tomorrow? Tomorrow is my best day. I guarantee you'll have a totally different outcome. You have a different outcome, but you need to understand you. How can you do that if you don't understand who you are? What's your strengths? You have to understand you. You have to understand what I tried it even in an interview. When I know the person that I'm talking with and what vibrations they vibrate, when I went to the interview, I spoke their language, not my language. Then they understood me better, and I got the offer. So once we understand ourselves, we start understanding other people. And then we start working with our own strengths. Why we need to work on our own weaknesses? Who's telling you to do that? But we do it unconsciously because it's part of our self-sabotage. Because to keep ourselves small, to keep hiding, to keep ourselves sitting in the back seat in our safety zone, in the comfort zone. That's part of our self-sabotage.
I love that you just said that about, we need to work on our strengths, not our weaknesses. And I do think that we're even taught that as kids to, strength, you've got to work on your weaknesses. And I completely agree with you that we really need to focus on our strengths.
Yeah. You're here with those strengths for what? There's something for them. Your strengths will help you to understand your weakness, but not the other way around. You're swimming into your weakness, so there's nothing you can do. I'm swimming there. Now, my strength is to do this way or that way. I'm strong as a leader, but I have a weakness in sitting in the back seat. Well, there's a contradiction here now. So if I keep emphasizing on my weakness, then you're programming your subconscious to understand that this is the experience that you want to keep for your life. Then you disregard completely your strengths, which is to be a leader. And this is why things are not working, because you're going against the current of your own vibration that's going to take you from place A to place B and for you to enhance your life. You're not using it because you start creating your excuse. I'm safe here. I'm comfortable. I'm familiar. Why I need to bother? We need to take action. We need to take risk in life in order to start moving. But the first start in anything, we need to identify who we are. Who we are as a person. This is your basic fundamental. It's a basic fundamental. It's not about getting a chart done and having it read into a printout, and this is generic. It's to have it understood properly, to understand. If you need the deeper understanding, because you have to start changing your perceptions.
Mm.
I'm not saying it's an easy job, but it is attainable if you have the determination that you want to change. If you're not committing yourself to do the change, nothing will happen. If you're still interested, you're going to always be interested. It's not going to happen. I stayed interested for 18 years. I procrastinated 18 years. The moment I committed, then everything changed.
Interesting. Now, actually, I want to even refer to something, because there's something that you say that I think is interesting, because you've referred to being willing, but I want to talk about being ready. So what do you mean when you say that we are actually all 100% ready right now to have fulfilled and abundant lives? What do you mean by that?
Well, first of all, the whole universe vibration has been changed. The old paradigm is finished. We were into that vibration, that level that is coming. We're coming into a vibration that's going to push us. Even if we don't want to move, it's going to push us to give us the curiosity to start moving, because we're going into the fifth dimension, and that's going to give us the kick, get up and start doing. We're going to have many different vibrations. I'm getting people over 70. They're doing the healing work with me. I never had that before. I had 6 people last year between 70 to 75. They're doing the healing work, not just the numerology chart. They're doing the healing work. So the energy is changing. So if those people are able to start doing something, so that means it's moving everybody now. Always there's your free will. We cannot deny that. We cannot deny that. But if you're going to go with the new vibration that's coming now and you want to go against the current, you're going to get slapped. But if you're going to walk with it, you're going to move ahead and ahead. So we are all ready to start doing it. But how much we keep convincing ourselves that we cannot do it. But who said you have to do it alone? You don't have to. You don't have to. There's many good coaches, life coaches, whatever we're going to name them, gurus, whatever, teachers, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. The way they learn themselves, they're ready to teach you also.
That's so true. And I love that you said that, because that's another one of those things that we're taught. Oh, if you really do it, you have to do it alone. And that's just not true.
That's not true. This is a programmation of being programmed, because we've been programmed as nothing attainable, because you need to stick into the time frame of 9 to 5 job. This is of our limiting belief system that keep us to stay small. But how long are you willing? I don't have a problem if you want to stay small, but at least put a deadline. How long are you planning on doing it? Don't waste your life, because under your name, there's only one life. And only one life you are into this lifetime. That means if somebody comes after you, they're going to go to the Akashic record. Oh, I have this person was in the last lifetime. Let me see what they did. Oh, they didn't do nothing. Their life was wasted. Do you want to have that as your what you leave behind, or you want to create a legacy? Legacy doesn't have to be in size. It doesn't matter as long as you create something that you accomplished. It doesn't matter how big or how small. What legacy do you want to leave that you have accomplished under your name? Because remember, you are boxing yourself, sitting in a box at the moment. Why are you keeping yourself in a box all your life? Because you're going to end up in a box anyway. It's time to get out from this box. It's time to live. We're here to live now. We're not here to sit in a box afraid of, I don't have enough money to maybe invest into this. I have kids to support. I have that. I'm too old. I'm too whatever creation of nonsense excuses. But if you keep creating excuses, I guarantee you're going to be staying in the same place. We can have the same conversation in 5 years. You're going to be in the same place. Nothing's going to change if you don't get up and take some actions. Regardless how tough it is in the beginning, just trust. Learn to trust. Look, when you sign an agreement, when you sign something, do you usually read it, right? You read what you signed. You signed an agreement with your soul. Your soul said to you, look, I want you to do those headaches in the beginning. Please, let me clear them up. Try to close me this karma here. And I want you to do this as my purpose. This is the purpose why I decided to come. So that's my personal purpose. Now, because of my purpose here, I'm going to take that purpose. That purpose become for you as your blueprint destiny. That's your destiny. This is what you're going to be accomplishing. Now, you're going to run into problems. I understand that. The only thing you need to do is simply ask. So when I take a course, when I took a course with my mentor, and it cost me $12,000, I didn't have the money for it to pay it. I didn't have the money. The credit card didn't go through even. When I was on the phone, he wants only $1,000 deposit. I was over my head in payments. I was going out of divorce, moving to a new city, 2 places expense on me. I was completely maxed out. And at the same time, I quit my full-time job. I started working on my own. I was maxed out. And the course came because I really needed it. I know I needed to take that course. I had no choice. And then I said, what I'm going to do, it didn't work. The credit card didn't go. Then I started walking in my place. I just did fresh juice to refresh myself a little bit. Then I said, I asked the universe, I need that. They delivered it to me. It was already on my vision board. They delivered it to me. And what did I do? The credit card didn't go through. So I said, no, that's not the end of it. I picked up the phone. I called the credit card. I said, can I have an extension? They said, yes, we can give you $1,000. I said, thank you. That's all I need. I got the $1,000. I spoke with him over the phone to see if I fit for the program or not. He said, you do. If I don't fit, he refund me the $1,000. But he wants some people with commitment. So we got into the call. He said, do you have any question? He said, yeah, I cannot pay the rest of the money. He said, don't worry about it. I saw what you did. The office will connect with you. The office connected with me a few months after I had the whole money.
Wow.
Why is that happening? It's not because I have a blue eyes or I have a green eyes or I have nothing. It has nothing to do with that. Not because I'm smart or I start taking actions. Now, when you take actions, your soul has the obligation. Your soul has the obligation to fulfill what you're doing. Because when you go back to your soul at the end of your life, when your soul said, did you fill up the task? No, I never had money. I never did this. And all these excuses. But have you asked me and I didn't deliver it? And this is why your soul has the obligation, because it doesn't want to hear it. I tried, but I never got the money. Now, your soul has the obligation to give you the money. You need to do one thing as a responsibility from you. Stop negating it. You need to stop the negation in order to allow the money to show your face. So that's very important. We have to watch our words. We have to watch the way we think. We have to watch the way our thoughts are. Like there's vibration 4. I always say it. I've been saying it for 20 years. Vibration 4 is about contradiction. But you need to watch contradiction because you need to watch your way of thinking, your thought, and the way you speak. I say it to every client because that's important. We have to watch our way of thinking. For example, you love this house. You felt in love with it. It's the best, perfect dream house for you. And you're excited and you said, yes, I'm going to get this house. Then an hour after you were having a coffee and you were sitting, then you said in your head, how on earth I'm going to get the money? Then it's completely contradict the whole thing. It's not you have to worry about the how. Your soul has the obligation to provide you, but have some trust. Have some trust in the system and stop negating what you're asking. Stop concentrating on what you don't want and start concentrating on what you want. And that's very important.
I so agree. I would love, you've mentioned meditation a couple of times. Would you be able to lead us in a meditation today?
Yeah, no problem. I can do one.
That would be wonderful.
All right. So take a moment to settle into a comfortable position, whatever allows you to feel fully supported and relaxed. And when you're ready, just gently allow your eyes to close. Begin to breathe deeply in and out. Breathe in and out, just following your breath. Focusing your attention on your breath can help you to quiet the busy thoughts of your mind. Imagine a silver plate. Start emptying all on your mind for the day to do, the week, even the month. Let him be on that silver plate and watch that plate fly higher and higher in the vastness of the universe until you don't see it. If you need another plate, just fill up another plate. Take another deep cleansing breath in, and on the exhale, relax easily, effortlessly, letting go of any tension or area of tightness, releasing anything that doesn't seem to belong here right now. Any distraction or unsupported thought can be noted and gently sent out with a purifying exhale, leaving only peace and quiet. Notice each breath as it moves in and out of your body, calming and deeply relaxing. Notice the temperature sensations of your breath, its rhythm, aware of each deeply relaxing breath. And now, as numbers are counted from 5 down to 1, allow yourself to go deeper into relaxation with every number you hear. 5, just letting go into relaxation more and more. 4, all of your cares and any tension just melting away. 3, giving yourself permission to go deeper with every sound you hear and every breath you take. 2, going deeper now, deeper into relaxation. And 1, letting go completely, feeling totally at ease from head to toe. Imagine yourself walking through a garden, feeling completely relaxed, feeling the sunshine on your skin, feeling the warmth, maybe watching some animals around you in that garden, the trees, whatever is in your own garden, feeling the peace that you always wanted to have. Walk until the end of this garden. You will find a stairs going upward on your right side or left side. Just take the stairs, walk up till the end of it. You will find a door, and in that door there's a key. Unlock that door, open the door, take the key out, and walk into your own private island. Close the door behind you, lock it, and keep the key with you. I'm going to leave you for a minute to fill up anything you want in your island, and please don't be cheap on yourself here. There's abundance of anything you dream of, you fantasize of, anything you want, have it in your own island. I'm going to leave you for a minute, and I'll be with you. I want you to invoke and invite your inner child, the child from age 6 to 9. I want you to bring out that child into your surrounding. Give the child a hug and a kiss. Welcome the child. I want you to take a moment and look into the eyes of the child. How do you see your inner child? Is he or she happy, exhausted, angry, frustrated? What feeling do you have looking into the eyes of the inner child? Ask the child 2 questions. What does he or she wants from you to do in order to make them free? What does he or she wants from you to do in order to make them free? The second question, ask the child what you need to do yourself today to be free. What actions do you need to take to be free? And listen, you might get the answers today. You might not get it today. It depends on how your connection is. Don't feel bad. I guarantee you, you will get the answers this week. Your inner child is listening. Now, while you are having your inner child with you today, I'd like you to make a commitment to your inner child. You're not making commitment to yourself on the outside, on your physicality. We're going to make an internal commitment to your inner child, to your essence. Now you have the chance to do it. It's time to commit to your inner child. Just repeat that after me in your own mind, or you can say it loud. I commit to take actions in my life without any excuses. I commit to take actions in my life without any excuses. I commit to stop complaining. I commit to seek help if I need it from someone else. I'm ready to receive. Those are the commitments you're giving your inner child. You're promising to do that. Your inner child is watching, is listening, is paying attention. Now, I want you to do a small mantra to repeat to yourself daily, if you can. But I want you to, when you want to say this mantra, to use your feelings, your emotions, believing what you're saying is manifesting in your life already. I am manifesting my desires. My goals become reality. My intentions is to take action. I'm focused on my desires. I am one with the universe. I manifest easily and very quickly. I find it easily to focus and concentrate. In every day, in every way, I'm doing better and better and better and better. My mind is clear and focused. I'm grateful for my successes. I'm grateful where I am today in my life. I adapt new beliefs that align with my desires. I believe I can do it. I want the best for me. I want you to make only one big commitment to your inner child, other than the other three commitments we talked earlier about. One big commitment that you're going to take steps or actions right now, immediately. That you are ready to take the action immediately to start helping you to move forward. Whatever that action is, make that bold promise. And state when you're going to be taking that action. I want you to thank that inner child. I want you to thank that inner child. Give the child a hug and a kiss. And promise to come back to that island. It is your island. It's time to open the door, unlock it first, and open it and walk out of the island. Close the door behind you. Lock it. I want you to keep the key with you. Come down the stairs. Walk back through the garden. Pick up a flower or two. And when you're ready, just start, move your hand and feet. Open your eyes and have a big smile. And take 3 deep breaths. And say to yourself, I am in peace. So now you should be sitting back into your position, relaxed, feeling content and happy, feeling vibrant, and ready to take your actions and your steps forward in your life. You made your commitment to your inner child. Thank you.
Oh, that was fantastic. I love that. And I love that connecting with the inner child. And even what you said, that even if you don't get the answer right now, you will get it, within the week, because your inner child, I guess, has access to all of that. Is that correct?
It has access. I mean, don't presume your inner child has to tell it to you in one way or another. Even if you're working with your guides, don't expect them to say it in one way or the other. They can show it to you in any way. You can walk on the street and you have a homeless person sitting on the street, and suddenly he said one sentence to you, and you look back, what the heck he or she said. It can come from anywhere. It could look into a magazine or paper, and one headline that completely took you by surprise. It can come the answer in any possible way. So don't presume it has to be in your way. The universe will deliver it, but pay attention to the signs. That's all it is.
I love that. Okay. So what I'd love to hear, just because it's so great for people who are listening to be able to hear, what's possible, and you've shared some amazing stories with us throughout, but do you have any, a couple of stories that you can share with us, success stories where people have experienced turnarounds by working with what you're doing?
I mean, I have plenty of those. There's one, I always say it because I found it, because we are into manifesting in this program. So I will repeat it. A friend of mine, and she doesn't use her middle name. It's okay to say her name because it's already on my website, even the testimonial. She used, her destiny is a 7. And the only place she has a 7 is in her middle name that she doesn't use since God knows for so long. And then her destiny become a modified karmic destiny. That means she has to work now extra hard in order to keep moving. Because the moment I saw that, I said, look, you keep going one step or two forward and you go backwards 3 steps. She said, that's the story of my life. I said, but you are the one who's jeopardizing it. That's self-sabotage. So she took actions. This is what's important, is taking the actions. She took actions. She said, I'm ready to do it. And I received an email later on. She sent it, because I was into her business email also. She sent to all her business, you need to call me Fielen. And then she sent it to other places, to her family. You need to call me Fielen. Even her mother called me and she said, what have you done? And I said, well, get used to it. Call her Fielen. And she got used to it. And at the same time, in all her emails, she changed, because they used to be Fia. Now they became Fielen. So she changed everything, everywhere. And she sent me an email 4 months after. She said, in 4 months, concentrating on working really into my own vibration, because she connected with her soul power, working with that, what happened in her life in the 4 months, she made more than she made a year before. In just 4 months. And this is by change of a vibration. I have the case with the couples, I said, during the marriage, any of you change name? She said, yes, my husband. Then we start looking into the aspect to see what happened. And I said, you need to bring this name back to your name, otherwise you're not communicating properly. And they said, okay, because they were both on the call. I prefer to have both couples on the call. She changed it. I never heard from them after. Then they sent me other clients which had the same problems. It's communication. Everything is communication. If you think your life is a disaster, it's coming from all over. There's everything bombarded over you. You need to see your chart. What is your chart telling you? Oh, you used to have a vibration, you lost it. Now, the good news, the moment you become aware that you have a problem in such problem of this or that, whatever is the problem, then you'll be able to fix it. Because if you keep doing things from your subconscious, then you won't be able to fix it, because you do it automatically. You're on autopilot. So you need to become more conscious and become aware. And this is what the chart can assist you to see the clarity of it. This is who I am. I need to start accepting me. That's who I am. I'm born this way, finish, period. I don't need to be this or that. I remember I had a young woman, she came to my event. She was 17 years old. She hardly spoke at the event because she was so shy to speak. She was so shy to speak. And after the date, because we do sharing in the morning, and she never done the sharing. She used to come after the sharing. That much, how much she was shy to stand in front of everybody and share. And on the last day, she was completely upfront. She was completely upfront because she saw who she is. She was shy to talk about her. She thought she's weird or she's out of place because she doesn't fit in with society, with everybody. But when she saw this is her vibration and she understood who she is, completely her confidence came back. I mean, it doesn't take much. This is energy flow. And the moment the energy flow and you change, open the direction or you bring the understanding, everything opens up with it. Because the polarity can change instantly. So your life doesn't need to take 6 years to change. It will change instantly. Till the preparation for it to have it, make it completely manifest in your life. Again, I repeat, as long as you don't negate what's happening. Anything you negate, the universe will stop. Because they cannot go against your free will.
Wow. I love that. Okay, so here's the amazing thing is that I love everything that you've expressed today, by the way. So what's absolutely incredible is what you have shared with us, the meditation you've taken us through, how clear and authentic everything that you say is. So I really just want to thank you for sharing all of that because it's really been absolutely exceptional. And I asked you to create a special offer for everyone who's listening. So we've made it really simple for you. You can just click on the special offer button that's on this page and you will be taken right there. And Joseph, take it away. Let us know what we'll find there.
Okay. First of all, I'm giving my numerology chart and it's in person. It's not downloadable. It's in person. Those are going to end soon because they take a lot of my time, as you understand that. So they're going to end up soon. And at the same time, I'm training students to start doing it also. I'm training my own students because this way they can start taking from my work. So this is not a chart. You're going to get it through printout or get a report, blah, 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 too generic. It is done straight. I'm talking with you 1 hour over the phone. Will be recorded. You receive the recording. You receive your chart. And you to understand if there is correction has to be made, I'll make the correction for you on the call. I'll do the suggestion. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. It's a choice. I'll tell you what is missing, what is can be adjusted, if any can be adjusted. If not, I'll let you know. But your awareness become easier for you to start understanding easier your life. So this one is a one-on-one with me. It's not downloadable. And those one-on-one, very soon, I'm going to be stopping them. So, and this is your first entry to start understanding yourself. You want to go deeper, you're more than welcome to come to my 4-day event. You can go deeper. Definitely in 1 hour, I'm going to condense your life into 1 hour, but you're going to get enough information. I guarantee you that. And if you have any stuckness somewhere, I'm going to show it to you where it is. It's up to you what you want to do with it after, but I was going to tell you where it is. I'm stuck here. This is what happened. Yes, you've been stuck since that time, and this is what happened, and this is why you keep repeating those experiences. It's all in the chart. Trust me, the chart can tell everything. The chart can tell everything. And this is what's going to be the offer. And there is a saving about $300 on the chart even.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so everyone, you're definitely going to want to do this because, what Joseph said earlier is so true. Work on your vibration first. Get to know your vibration first, and then everything else falls into place. Is that a good way of looking at it?
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know where you're walking? I mean, you keep circulating into the same circle, but you don't know where's the end out.
Right.
How to get out, and we've been doing it for years, and there is no age. Trust me, there's no age to get your success rolling. Doesn't matter your age. Doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with this because we're working in vibration. We're working with the frequency of your vibration. And that can change instantly. It can completely change instantly. I come from a background of electrical engineering. I work with vibration a lot through the electrical engineering frequency and all of these. We used to calculate them. And, those can change instantly once you start reverting your consciousness to them. You become aware. That will help you to speed up the process of your healing, speed up the understanding. Start with you. Don't start with your neighbor. Start with you. You don't need to fix the problem of all your family. Fix your problem. Fix you first. Start with you, not everybody else. The moment you start changing, start with anybody else.
That's perfect. I love that. Now, when people, take you up on this, and it's really exciting. I love that everybody here is going to be able to go, oh, that's my vibration. Got it. Now I know what I can work with. As we talked about, we can work with our strengths and, not worry about our weaknesses so much. What are some of the changes and experiences they can expect to start having literally, right away?
They're going to have many aha moments that I can realize those weaknesses. I keep repeating them. Okay, now it's time to start focusing on changing that repetition. Now, I emphasize a lot. I will say usually a lot of negative aspects of the vibration for a specific reason, not because they have them. I say them because maybe one of them they put it in the closet, and it's time for them to get it from the closet because that is hurting them. We're not aware of can be the more damaging for us than the one we are aware of. So if there is a vibration that is sitting into the closet that they never dealt with it and they never looked into it properly, and that vibration is still bringing them the attraction that they keep attracting similar people, and then they become immediately aware of that. And that's going to help them tremendously start understanding it's time for me to do the change. Because now I am in control of it. You're in control of your destiny. It's not your destiny in control of you. you make it along the way. When you start walking, you start taking your action and you keep walking, then you start creating your destiny and bringing you to the soul connection that you've been getting out from that soul connection. Because if I say, does your soul have a home? Most of us, we didn't have. I didn't have at one point. I disconnected myself until I could connect back and get my soul back home. And I was home in connection with that soul. Then I started getting enough guidance to put me back on track. But your soul anybody cannot give you any assistance if you're completely going against the current, because you're using your free will. We have to always become conscious of the free will. This is why law of attraction sometimes doesn't work, because we take our free will not believing that's going to happen. This is a free will. Free will has different facets to it. It comes in a different form. It's the way we think about something we take in a free will. So we need to become conscious of those aspects in our life, that we become conscious that it's time for us to make the change. And the change will start happening instantly. And you start seeing small results, and the small results, it's like you're taking this baby step in the beginning, and then you start walking with your cycles, depending on what cycle you are at the moment, and you start walking into your cycles and start working from there on. And this is where and how you can start moving into the direction you'd like to move.
Wow. You've been doing it for how long?
Over 20 years. So.
Wow. Okay, so everyone, again, I'm going to give you that link because this is fantastic, and this is truly just the way to, if you have been struggling or feeling like, I don't know why I keep repeating these patterns, or, abundance keeps eluding me, this is exactly how you'll get a handle on what's going on and be able to shift it. So, like I said, you can simply click that special offer button on this page, and we will take you right there. And Joseph, you've just been, as I said, you've been fantastic. I just love your energy. I love everything that you've shared. Do you have anything you want to share with us today before we say goodbye to you?
Well, life is short. Start moving now and enjoy your life. Life is for the living, not to be dying while we're living. So start taking action. You can change your life instantly. I guarantee you, I've done it for myself, and many of my clients done it for themselves. It can happen. It happened to me. It happened to you, because I am more special than you. We are all special in our own unique way. So start taking your action and baby steps and move forward, because you can change your life instantly. Believe in yourself.
Wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for everything you've shared. I can't wait till we get to do this again.
My pleasure. I was pleased to be on the call with you, Kristen, today, and hope somebody will benefit from this offer today, and we take it from there.
Absolutely. And thank you all for being here, by the way, and listening. I just love this time with you. And until the next time, keep manifesting. Bye-bye, y'all.